Good afternoon, everybody. It's Linda Schulte with Schulte Realty, and we are getting started here with intro to the home buying process. We're going to get started here in a few minutes and get this ball rolling. This is just going to be one in a series of many things I'm going to be doing on the webinar, and we're recording it so people can look at this at a later time. So for those of you who do not know who I am going to go ahead and just give you a quick rundown. I'm obviously Linda Schulte. Hello, everybody. We're a brokerage here in the Seminole County area, which is in Florida, in case you're not from Florida. And we're just a little bit north of Disney World, if you will. So we're about an hour to the beach, 45 minutes to one beach, about 90 minutes, 2 hours from the other side. I am a fourth generation real estate professional here in the state of Florida, and I have over 11 years of experience as a real estate agent personally, and my team that I have that also works with me, of course, it makes us have many years worth. I also have a vast network of people I work with, vendors, businesses, past customers that I have available that I have a network to work with. And also, in case you didn't know this, I'm very philanthropic. If you know who I am, you know that almost every event I do, the event has something to do with a charity, a non for profit. All right, well, enough about me. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to try to keep this under about 20 minutes and just try to hit some highlights of what it would be like when you're trying to purchase a home. So, one of the things that we talk about is the kind of an overview we're doing right now is about your credit score. I get lots of questions about that. The other thing is why buy a home? How much can you afford? And what is the process? So we're going to go ahead and go over those kinds of things here with you. So let's go ahead and start with the credit score. So I think everybody's very familiar with this. You might even be familiar with something called Credit Karma. And Credit Karma is not what we use or a lender is going to use or even a car salesperson is going to use. It is a really great thing to be involved with and be part of just to keep track of where you at with your credit. But you can see that there's credit scores going all the way down to 300 to 620 to 629, which we have in the bad frame. But we'll get into that a little bit more. Of course, we all want to be in the 720 to 850, and that's what every lender would prefer for you to be in, of course. So why is a credit score important? Okay, so why it's important is it actually gives the lender who doesn't know you, it gives it an idea of kind of what your reliability is going to be like as a borrower. It shows how you handle credit, what's your relationship with credit. It also gives a level of risk that an investor or lender was willing to take with somebody. And just so you know, the higher the score, the lower risk, the better your interest rate. So remember that piece of it. So one of the things that we all talk about is like, well, what makes up my credit score? It is such a unknown thing to many people. But in a nutshell, I'm going to break it all down here. It's your total debt, all of your debt that you have, whether it's from credit cards or student loans to car payments, house payments. Also, if you're involved in a lease of some sort, the types of accounts that you have. So whether they're revolving credit cards, you pay them off each month. Are they student loans? Or is it a car payment? Is it something that you go to a furniture store? Those can all have a bearing on your credit report. Very important too is the number of late payments. We want to not be late with any of our payments. You should try to never be late on any payments. That's one of the big things that really hurts your credit score. And the age of the account. So the longer that you've had accounts, the better. One of the things too is a lot of people, just a little tidbit, they think, oh, I paid off that credit card. Let me go ahead and pay it off. One of the things is paying off a credit card could actually hurt your credit. Some of these things are what I would actually have you talk to a lender about because I'm not a credit repair person, nor am I a lender. So who does the reporting? Remember I talked about Credit Karma before? They're actually pulling information from two of the three of these on here. They're Equifax and Experian, I believe. So when you go to a lender, they're going to be pulling from all three of these, and they're taking an average sometimes of what all three are saying. They take a median score from all three of them. They're not on here. You don't see Credit Karma on here. And just so you know, Credit Karma might have you at a very high um, credit score, but when you go on here, it might be a different story. So that's why it's real important to know that. Just use Credit Karma as a way to really track what you're doing. Um, so, and also keep a control on it. The other thing here is we talk about the scale. So 520 higher. Of course, we all want to be in that 520 or higher to be able to get the best uh, rates from a lender, whether it's going to be for a mortgage, a car, or even a credit card. Kind of a thing. I've noticed that some car dealers, like they'll say, "Oh, we'll give you zero interest," but they want you to be at like an 800 or better credit score. I say most people are actually floating in the 660 to 719. And then we've got, going all the way down to 620, 659. Anything below 600, that's when you're going to be in the oops, we got to take a look at everything. I'm not saying it's impossible for you to get a loan or any kind of credit when you have a lower score. Just know that the lender or whoever the investor is going to be looking into this a little bit deeper when they see a higher score. Just so you know, we should all be striving for that 720 or higher. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is the home buying process. So once you got your credit score under control, what I would highly recommend when we're talking about the credit score is actually aligning you with a great lender who's able to look at the whole picture and get you started. And so what happens next is that we want to talk about what is home ownership. Is it right for you? And I say this all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean not everybody should be a homeowner. I mean, flat out, yeah, I'm a real estate broker. I'm a real estate agent. And you would think I would say, oh, everybody must own. It's not the truth. That's not the way it happens. That's why it's important to talk to a real estate agent that's going to look at the whole picture and not just making sure we get somebody to buy a house. So one of the things about home ownership, is it right for you at this moment, is you want to think about things, is it's building wealth. You don't want to waste money on rent, right? Of personal ownership. You have more control over finances and the ability to build equity. And there are some tax advantages. I wouldn't go into what the tax advantages are because I am not a CPA or licensed tax consultant. So those are some things to think about. Then the next step is there's other questions to consider. Is the right now the right time to buy a house? So one of the things that I am asked about right now is I actually just had a phone call and they said this isn't a good time to buy a house. And I said, why is that? Well, because the interests are high and the prices are high. And my answer to that is that yes, the interest rates are high. And let me see if I can get you into. Here we go. Here's a screen that talks about this. Is going back 39 years to 1982. You can see up here where the interest rates are. So back in 1982, 16%. And they can see it's come down historically, come down all the way. It was down to just below fours back in 2012. That's when we had a little bit of a crash of a real estate market. But most recently, you guys might have seen that it was all the way down to 2%. I heard lots of people telling me they most recently either got a 2% on a new purchase or a refinance. So is it a good time? I can't answer that. Everybody's individualized. So one thing I can tell you is that based off of the data, that they believe that the interest rates will go down in 2023. Also, it's believed that, especially in the state of Florida, our prices are going to keep on increasing. So they're going to keep on increasing, probably not like 30% or 17% year over year, but maybe 2 to 5%. And if you would like information on that, the data, I have websites, I have data for you to go to. Just send me a message and I will be happy to share that with you. The other thing is how much home can I afford? That's real important because I have some people that say, "Hey, I just want to go look at a $500,000 home," and I've asked the question, "Have you talked to a lender? Do you know how much you can afford per month? Do you know how much that would be per month?" And they're like, "Oh, it doesn't really matter. I know I can afford 500." But when you get in with a lender, you might be finding some other things out that you maybe don't want to have a $5,000 a month payment. You just want to have a $2,000 a month payment. So that's why it's important to determine like what your price point is. So that leads me over here to who will represent your interest initially. I always think about this: what came first, the chicken or the egg? In this situation, should I contact a realtor? Should I contact a lender? Should I contact a credit consultant? And basically, I'm going to say the answer is yes to all of them. However, I have found it's actually in the best interest of the consumer to contact a qualified real estate agent first, and we'll be the quarterback of the whole thing. So we will set you up with a great lender. If the lender decides that you have credit issues, they will help with me to find you a great credit repair person. A couple of things also is how do you choose the right realtor, the right lender? You need to really consult with several of them. Make sure they're going to be in alignment with your beliefs and what your thoughts are on how to buy a house. So those are some important things to actually think about. Um, we also are going to talk about, how do you calculate how much house you can afford? To be quite honest, I do leave that with my lenders to be able to take care of because they're going to pull your credit. I don't pull your credit. I don't look at it. I don't look at your bank statements. And so this is where the most important thing that comes along is getting that pre-approval letter. I've had several buyers come to me and like, "Hey, I tried to buy a house. I tried to see this house, and the agent won't let me see it because I don't have a pre-approval letter." And they ask the question, "Why? Why do I have to have a pre-approval letter? When I find the house I like, I'm going to buy it. I'll go ahead and do the pre-approval." A couple things come into play. One is, what if you can't afford that house? What if you're going out and looking at an $800,000 home, $700,000 home, or a $500,000 home? And then going through your entire process, you find out you're more comfortable with a home that's really 350. You don't want to go have your heart set on that 500, $800,000 home. The other thing is that sellers, they want to know that people that are coming into their home are qualified and able to actually buy the home at the price or close to the price that's set. The third thing that's on there is that I don't want you to lose out. If you don't have your pre-approval letter and we want to hurry up and get a house, everybody else is going to be jumping on it and wanting to jump in and get the offer. You want to be very quick about that and be able to put in your offer and know what you can do with your lender. So the lender will also look for the right loan program. So there's some things out there. If you're a VA, if you're conventional, if you're FHA, do you need down assistance payments? There's also Homes for Heroes programs. They're going to do the credit search and they'll help you fill out your documents as well. And don't forget too that they're going to be actually helping out with the credit as well. So once we have your pre-approval, yay, we're getting to the fun part. This is where we do the home search. So I'm not an order taker, but I am in a way. I'm asking, what do you want? You have to tell me things like, do I want a 4-bedroom? Do I want a 3-bedroom? You ask certain questions. I ask certain questions like, do you want a pool? Don't want a pool? It doesn't matter. You want to be on a lake? What kind of a lake? Is it a ski lake? Or you want one that you could swim in? Or you just want a pond? So I'll take the information from you and find out what it is you're exactly looking for. Then at that point, I'm going to be sending you homes on a regular basis, and we'll tweak it as we go along, or any real estate agent really should. And then once we find some homes that you're ready to look at, I schedule an appointment. I got the pre-approval letter. We run out, we take a look at the home, and hopefully on your first time out, you'll find the perfect home that you want. And then at that point, what do? We make an offer. We make an offer right here. Woo! We're going to talk about things like how much money do you want to make the offer for, which it might be listed at one price. Maybe you want to go above the list price. Maybe you want to go below. We do things of how much earnest money deposit, which is your good faith deposit that you put in once an offer is accepted. We'll talk about things of what you're based off of your approval letter. of how much money you're going to be putting down for the loan, whether you're 90% to loan value, or if you're going to be putting down, 20% towards it, making it 80/20. Or we also are going to look at things like how fast can we close. We're going to be looking at how long do you need for an inspection period, and those are very important things. And we'll get into that in one of our future webinars. And once we put the offer in, the seller might go ahead and negotiate, send back a counter offer. And then once we have everything all set up where they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to take that price. We like the down payments or the earnest money deposit. We like the closing date. Then we're actually under contract. And that's where the fun begins. That's where the fun begins. Yes, I'm calling it fun because even though searching for a home, getting a loan, all is a lot of fun and all of that, where we have the fun is when we get it under contract, and that's when we really start the things. We get the loan going. We get you in contact with the loan officer and mortgage professional, and we start doing everything, making sure that they're running the house through. We're going to be getting an appraisal. The title company's doing their job. They're doing the title search, making sure there's no issues with title. We're removing all the contingencies of if there's something like an HOA contingency. We're getting you through the loan approval process, the inspections, and then the funding of the loan. And then we have the closing, or we like to call it the celebration. Woo! And then you'll get to be one of those happy people taking a picture and saying, I just sold or bought a home with Linda. There you go. So that's, in a nutshell of where we're at with this. So I just want to go back and just mention something that a lot of people are saying, well, maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait. And that is not an easy answer to say, yeah, you should wait, or no, you shouldn't wait. But basically, we do say in real estate, don't wait to buy real estate to wait. What I really want to implore to you is that if you are interested in buying or selling right now, it's real important for you to contact a real estate agent and have that conversation with them about what is your motivation? How much can you afford? And I talk about motivation. It's like, what is the big why? Why are you going to buy a house? And, I like to talk that through with people because sometimes, believe it or not, I say, you know what, maybe this isn't the good time. And if someone's on the fence about it, I sometimes push them like, yeah, this is a great idea to go ahead and purchase a home at this point. So on that note, I'm going to stop sharing. Just at that point, I just want to make sure you guys know that you guys can reach out to me at any time. And here's my contact information. And here's my contact information. If I can put it up on the screen. There we go. All right. So there's my contact information. You can reach out to me when you're ready to buy or sell a home. There's my email address, my phone number. And we're willing to set up a consultation over the phone, or we can do one in person or a Zoom call. It's up to you. So on that note, I am going to let you guys know it's been a pleasure having you here for 20 minutes. I think I kept it under 19. So stay tuned for other presentations that we're going to be doing. And remember, at Schulte Realty, we cover Florida like the sunshine. So give me a call if you have any needs anywhere around the country, but in Florida as well. All right, everybody. Bye. Until next time. Bye.